Yo, what is up, folks? MTG here with a pretty sweet Hollow 1 deck for MTG Arena Timeless. Hollow 1, one of the classic staples of modern. 5 mana for a 4/4. The spell costs 2 less to cast for each card you've cycled or discarded this turn. A cycle to itself, but it is that we discard a bunch of cards and then get to play it for free. And we're trying that in a new shell with a couple of cards from Modern Horizon 3 that haven't seen tons of love. A little bit, but Nethergoyf and also Detectives Phoenix, which has not really seen play anywhere else. So pretty excited for this one. This is a Dragon Rage Channeler deck. We're using this to kind of hey, we can enable Delirium. We've got a bunch of artifacts kind of built into the deck. We've got Hollow 1 here, Mitch's Bauble, and the Detective Phoenix itself is also an enchantment. This lets us dig the cards into our graveyard, get the Phoenixes in the graveyard as well, so we can bestow them out, and kind of as a nice early game threat to into onto or just to be down with. Nethergoyf is a pretty sweet one. Power of Dominance equals the number of card types in your graveyard, and then escapes exile any number of other cards in your graveyard with 4 or more card types among them. You have to exile the Delirium from your graveyard to bring it back, but it's otherwise a pretty potent threat, and also not something that we hate discarding. And so the idea here is that we can discard some cards and play some Hollow ones, and kind of play a few things out of our graveyard as well. So Nethergoyf we can play from our graveyard with that escape ability. The Detective Phoenix we can play out of our graveyard. Is normally a 3 mana 2/2 flying haste, but from a stone, for red and collecting evidence 6, so exiling 6 command mana cost of cards from our graveyard, and you can do that from the graveyard as well. And so we're using this discard a bunch of cards, get the whole into play, and our backup plan is to bring these back from the yard and beat down with them. To that end, we have Faithless Looting down here. 2 cards and discard 2 cards. This card is banned in Modern, but we are lacking Goblin lore, which is kind of the big engine that kind of makes the deck work in that format. We have Cathartic Reunion, discard 2 cards, draw 3 cards. A couple of Bitter Triumphs, which also double as removal. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Additional cost, either discard a card or pay 3 life. And those are our main discard outlets, but we also, in Timeless, get to play with Gamble. So search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, and then discard a card at random. You can tutor up Hollow 1s, tutor up Phoenixes, tutor up whatever you may need. Even tutor up Oxygonus, and then bring it back from our graveyard if you discard it. Especially if it's the last card in your hand. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Other thing to talk about with this card is Inti. Playing this is another early game threat, but basically when you attack, you may discard a card from your hand. When you do, put a counter on an attacking creature against trample. However, the other ability, whenever you discard 1 or more cards, exile top card of your library, you may play that card until your next end step. And while we have some expensive cards up here, a lot of the deck costs 1 or 2 mana. We can really chain some spells together. Obviously, you can play lands off it as well, so it is pretty powerful. Interaction, we've got the lightning bolts down here, the bit of traps I kind of mentioned already, and we're going to try and aggro our opponent out before they can do stuff. See how it goes. Hop into some Timeless. Ranked. Best of 1. And yeah, the only thing I'm really worried about is playing against combo decks, but we'll see how things go. This might be a little messy. We're experimenting a little bit. The mana base, we've got 12 fetches, 1 Raucous Theatre, 2 Blood Crypts, 2 Mountains, and a Swamp. And yeah, let's get into some matches. If you're not already, before I forget, please subscribe to the channel, share the video around, would really appreciate it. Helps me out a ton. And yeah, let's get into some games. Alright, first match with the Phoenix deck. Phoenix deck, Hollow 1 deck. This is a bit experimental. We'll see how it goes. Opponent's on the play here. We have no early card, but we have a Cathartic Reunion to start telling us online. The thing with Cathartic Reunion is it only provides the 2 discards. We need 3 for Hollow 1 realistically. I'm tempted to mulligan this, try to find a 1-drop, but I'm actually going to keep it. Based on the fact that we have the NT and a bit of interaction. Given our opponent's on a lower stack, this lightning bolt's likely to get us some value. So I don't feel too bad keeping this. Let's see. They bubble us. Watery Grave, Tamio. Okay. That is exciting.
If you need me, I'll be in the library.
Bit of Triumph. We're incentivized this to kill this on our turn. I'm just trying to work out whether I want to bauble here or wait with it. In case we draw DRC. But I think we should get an extra card deeper. One of the things with the deck in this format is you don't have access, again, to Goblin lore, or also Street Wraith for that matter as well. Bauble our opponent here. Street Wraith just being as a free discard outlet, so for example, with Cathartic Reunion, we could Cathartic Reunion and Street Wraith, another Warrior Grave, sure. And then use the Street Wraith to be able to play this on turn 2 for free, or even multiples on turn 2 for free, as is currently. We have to wait till turn 3 really. Unless we find another way to discard. Which is kind of where Inti comes in. So, in this situation, I'm gonna fetch up a basic mountain. Which will slam into onto the table. If there are any good ways to respond to it. So far, things are pretty fair. I suppose they'll probably another tank creature, but they might have like a Bowmasters here. Kind of reasonably likely. Ah, they do. But there is a Bowmasters. Brainstorm. Okay. There's a Goblin Law itself, draw 4, then discard 3 at random. That and Burning Inquiry, which is draw 3 cards and then discard 3 at random. Both allow you to draw 3 cards for a small amount of mana and discard 3 cards, importantly, which turns on the Hollow One abilities. Okay, so now we even have cards that we want to discard. So I'm going to move to combat here. Attack with Inti. We're going to discard the Detective Phoenix. Because Inti's going to target itself. The exile the Dragon Rage Channeler. Sure. Damage happens. Now we have some options. The thing to remember is that we need to have cards to discard the Cathartic Marine that aren't the hollow ones. I think we go Cathartic, which unfortunately means we can't play the DRC, but that isn't the worst. We will exile some more cards, so we might still hit a land here we can play. The hollow one is quite nice, I will say. That is a pretty nice hit. They're like, oh, that's what's going on. Ah, I see. Alright, this is the other downside. Is that we're going to lose Inti to the trigger here. But we will make... Let's cast the one from... Well, we have a counter spell. Yeah, I'll be honest, the Bowmaster is pretty annoying. Oh, and that is a good one on Mana Drain. Oh dear. Alright, well. I'll cast some more hollow ones, I'll also cast this DLC. Next time we can look about bestowing the Phoenix. Yeah, getting one of these Mana Drain is unfortunate. There's a question like, oh, why aren't you playing like discard, like Inquisition or Thoughtseize? Just not really space, unfortunately. Yeah, we discarded through that mountain earlier. Okay, that's shock here. That's 12, which isn't great. They have some kind of... Oh! A surgical the Phoenix away. I guess so. That's fine. We could have bestowed it from graveyard. Then we do lose all these, and that would have been a big boon for next turn, but they are, like, you know, reasonably low. I'm going to cast the Mishra's Ball just to get the DLC trigger still. Even though we don't want to really use the, even though we don't really want to use the ball with the Bowmaster in play. So they got a bunch of extra mana here. See what goes on. Add a Lurus. That is pretty good. Okay, yeah, sure. So you can play it and have blue to colorless. Ooh, they have another Nethergoyf of their own. Alright. Yeah. That makes some sense. These being 4/5s, that is tough. I'll be honest. That is tough. The fact, well, let's just attack. Yeah, this deck, unless we need to find a Lightning Bolt, because we are not beating a Bowmaster. That's tough, because that was what we were kind of relying to win us the game here. Alright, so they've got Mishra's Ball, but they can recur. They also have Tammy they can get back. We'll do it on their end step. We'll crack the Mishra's Bauble. We're in a bit of a spot. Like, can we afford to trade one of these off? I guess yes. We don't have a good way to out the token. Oh, we don't have a better way to out the token than we do to out the. Oh, they have backup Bowmasters. Alright. I did think about double blocking briefly. That would probably have been correct, given the situation. So, like, yeah, this is a rough all around. Gonna gamble. Little late. Little late. Yeah, we had a real spell, but yeah, not in time, unfortunately. Alright, well, we lose that one. We do lose that one. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, I was like, this looks really, really fun. I wonder why no one's playing. Not really seen anybody playing it on Explorer in Timeless. And okay, yeah, Bowmaster is a good reason why not. We're gonna keep this. I would say this deck actually has been seeing a bit more play in Modern, which is cool. But like I said, you have a few more tools with Goblin Lore and with Goblin Lore and Street Wraith. Those are the two main things that we're missing here. And we get some other new fun things like the gambles that we're going to kind of look at in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and make another Goblin. I think I'm kind of fine with that. Ooh, breeding pool. Oh, and a Leyline of Sanctity. We are in trouble because this is some kind of combo nonsense. Discard once. Do a good line for this. We can take it for Hollow one next turn. Like, what are they likely to be? It's probably some breeding pool definitely implies show and tell combo, but you sometimes see these ley lines in other decks. Unfortunately, we can't cast them in no targets. Ox a little bit too slow. Carrying DLC is a little tame. I'm not really in a gamble for gamble mood. I kind of like the idea of gamble for DLC though. I'm going to go ahead and run that. The reason why I'm doing this, though it seems really, really dumb, is that I'm really dumb. No, is that we need to really try and kill our opponent as fast as possible, and be on some kind of wacky combo deck, and we're gonna have to try and deal with that any way we can. You get a couple extra types here as well for the Necrogoyf and for the Dragonrage Channeler. We can cycle this Hollow one if need be next turn. Alternatively, if we discard, if we draw Cathartic Green, we can find a way to get into play, get the Phoenix online as well. Get the Phoenix into the graveyard to turn these both even larger as well. Handy. That was end step. Brainstorm into cycle Lorien Field. The brainstorm's throwing me a little bit. I'm curious exactly to what we're playing against, but some kind of combo deck is what it adds up to be. Warning Islands. Show me the sign. Yeah, the minute could in theory still be a few different things. Watergrave, definitely. Oh, Thoughtseize actually kind of low-key good for us here. It turns on Delirium on the DLC. And power to the Nethergoyf. And does damage to them. Yeah, in fact, they're kind of forced to hit the whole one, because otherwise they die to the Phoenix. This is interesting. What's the MC of cards we have on our graveyard? Alright, they took that. If we discard Hollow one, really they're taking 8, they need to take 2 more. Is there a way for us to get a creature? Sorry, instant. Oh, this is artifact creature. Let us cycle this for black red. That's 9. Good mountain. Unfortunately, to collect evidence 6, we need to exile this and one of these, which unfortunately takes us down a bunch of types. Unfortunately, we can't get these. Yeah. Unfortunately, it does not work. We'll put them down to 1, which means they can't fetch. We know they have a basic island. We'll play the Dragon Rage Shallow, and we'll see what they have. We could have maybe sandbagged this, actually, just in case they had a way to wipe the board. But kind of assuming they have us dead here. They do not! Alright, we got there. Yeah, we got to put on quite a clock very quickly. That's the power of Nethergoyf, I guess. Alright, we cast some hollow ones and lost game 1. Game 2, we got to demonstrate the kind of sheer power of Nethergoyf, how big it can get. We'll see what happens here. This could be the last game, depending on how long it goes. We will see. But we'll go ahead and keep. Arrow Mesa. Unmade DLC, which is bubble. Faithless Looting is great. If they're just going to kill us in response here, this would be worth running. Okay. The event's discharge would imply. Oh. Second Faithless Looting. Faithless Looting kind of wants to stay on top. We can go looting. I will bauble them. It appears they're on Jeskai control. That's what I guessed from this. This is a surefire indicator if I've ever seen one. But yeah. Okay. The problem with Arctic Reunion is that our opponent can counter it. Whereas Faithless Looting is at least not that bad. Really. We still may have some trouble, to be sure. So we try Faithless Looting, see what happens there. We have a backup one. I'm gonna manage rain it, which is frustrating. I think I'm gonna say go in that case. Next time we can look to like, hey, we're gonna cathartic that mana drain. They can maybe use this mana for a planeswalker, do something big, maybe even a wandering. We're kind of fine with that. No shot. We play against. Just get Bowmasters out game 1 and game 2. We get like main deck Narsetted. There's no shot that happens. Just down ticket. Just down ticket. Just down ticket. Down tick the Narset. Please down tick the Narset. Okay. I don't love this. I'm keeping the swamp in hand so that I can potentially discard it. This is very upsetting. I've changed my mind. This will be the last game we play. We'll see. To be fair, we could be in for a long one here anyway. I'm gonna play a swamp. They're tapped out, so I'm gonna cast Cathartic Reunion. I'm gonna discard Raucous Theatre and the draw 3. Okay. The other goes a 5/6. It's pretty solid. The question is, can we find hollow ones, which is the idea. I'm gonna cast this Faithless Looting. Okay, we don't get there. We have this Cathartic Reunion, which can be quite useful. We have Inti and Nethergoyf. And unfortunately, we have to discard 2 cards. We just keep hold of the Lightning Bolt. The issue here is that this Cathartic Reunion at that point isn't doing anything. But if in doubt, we can always pitch it to it. Well, in theory, we could pitch it to Inti. Bit shaky. Might do. Oh no, we've actually started the card that the Raucous Theatre already. Yeah, I think this is the plan. Alright. We have links from the graveyard for later as well. Okay. The land would largely be sat in hand. Okay. Flage us. Cool. Oh, we actually... Oh, we've got blue-red open. This is unwise. If they have a spell pierce, I'll be very, very sad. Okay, they don't. That's the hollow one. Oh, we don't have another black-red source? Yeah, let's do that. We have one mountain left. Oh no, there's a second black-reds, but this is still... This at least does not get zapped down by the flage. In fact, neither of these do. We've not even shown our secret weapon yet with the detector's weakness. Who knows what'll happen next. So, hollow one in the bin. Flooded Strand. Given the lands we've got in play here, probably not playing Leyland Bindings. We could have like a prismatic ending would be pretty brutal. At least, hey, prismatic ending in paper, it's like a common, uncommon, or whatever. Prismatic ending on arena though is a mythic. You've paid for that. Source of Plus says, however, just as good. All right. Well, we have another Goif we can already kind of bring back. We have a Detector's Phoenix here. You know, stuff's happening. Ah, that is an exerted Arena of Glory. So you might just be dead to this Flage very quickly. We had to burn 2 lightning bolts on this last set to be able to just premier discard fodder versus Jeskai normally. Yeah, I guess when the format's got Brainstorm in as well. I'm used to playing these cards in Modern. I played a bunch of the Jeskai side. I've not actually played, but hey, this come back as like a kill Flage. Oh, we can try and kill Flage. The operative. At this point, we're discarding cards. So, actually, they're not playing Lightning Bolt. We're gonna take damage in 9s here, really. And we're just entirely playing out of our graveyard now. They have a Lorionville to cycle. Unfortunately, the Arena of Glory is exhausted. But you can play Mystic Sanctuary as well. God, this deck is so sweet. I do have a video on Jeskai Control. It'll still look a bit different to this, but it's at its core very similar. It's got a Flage, it's got the Arena of Glory, it's got the Wanderings, it's got the Mana Drains in. So hey, if you're interested in that, go check that out. I've covered quite a lot of the time this format, so it should be an interesting one. They're gonna get Mana Drain back. If they have a way to draw into it, we're not locked out of the game, but you're scuppered for a little bit. We're also dead to 2 Flages from hand. It's not a great place to be either. Oh, there you go. Using Wandering to reset it is pretty cool. So in Nethergoyf, you just got exile 4 types. We get sorcery here, we get land here, we get instant, and we should have enough creatures so we can exile this. A bit 4 like that. That way it stays as a 6/7, which is bigger than Flage. Unfortunately, though, we have a Mana Drain. We'll have to wait a little bit. Now the arena's untapped because... Oh, this god is the Wandering, so they drew so many cards. They can bring back Flage. Alright, we're just all kinds of dead. Alright, that's enough. I've had enough. Alright, class, what do we learn today? Draw discard spells are not very good versus Orcish Bowmasters in our set. Source of Match is a pretty cool card. Okay. This deck is really sweet, really fun. It's got a decent amount of overlap with like Nethergoyf, but there are some other cards in the deck that don't have loads. Like, I can't really recommend you spend Mythic Wild cards on gambles now, can't I? Detective Phoenix is a pretty sweet one. Hollow ones, hey, you might have some of these lying around already. But the deck is super sweet, very fun to play. Does have a couple of key weaknesses, as you can see there. And they are a little more prevalent in the online meta than they are in paper, in modern, for example. The formats aren't like parallel, but you got like a lot of the decks are kind of very similar. And then you also have like show and tell angles and stuff like that. But this deck can actually put up quite a clock. You can also like tune it around a bit. By far, no means is like a super polished list. More closer towards the first draft, but hey. If you've got any ideas, let me know as well. You can try putting like more hand disruption in there. You can just play like more of like this stuff and less of the kind of like big crazy hollow one turns, but they are cool when they do happen. And there are some other like discard outlets you can put in to have more free discards in the game. I've done some previous versions, like videos on versions of Hollow One, not just for Timeless, but like I've done some stuff with like Pioneer, Explorer, that type of stuff as well. If you're interested in that kind of thing, then check those out. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do like, subscribe, share it around. Honestly, all the algorithm stuff helps me out a ton, and I'd be very grateful. On that, thanks for watching, and peace out. Have a great day.